Hello everyone, today we are going to talk about the Giardia lamblia which causes the giardiasis. So under the parasitology we have classified the parasitology under the protozoa. So in the protozoa the Giardia lamblia is the protozoa and the Giardia lamblia is flagellates. So it causes the, as I have already told, it causes giardiasis, and the main clinical features of the giardiasis is bloating, there is flatulence, there is foul smelling, fatty diarrhea. So how this Giardia lamblia occurs? This Giardia lamblia occurs through the contaminated food and water. So the cyst of the Giardia lamblia contaminates the water or any food, and when we ingest it, then there can happen to giardiasis. So human is the definitive host, and there are mainly two morphological forms of the Giardia lamblia. One is the trophozoite and another is cyst. The trophozoite you can see in this figure. So this is the figure of the trophozoite and this is the figure of the cyst you can see. So now let us talk about the life cycle of the Giardia lamblia, how the life cycle occurs in the Giardia lamblia. So I have already said that the transmission of the Giardia lamblia occurs through the ingestion of the contaminated water and food. So in the water and food, if there is the cyst of the Giardia lamblia is present, then we get infected with this parasite. So there is the cyst, which is the infective form. So there is cyst in our body, and when those cysts are excreted in feces, and these feces when contaminate food and water, and when we ingest those contaminated food and water, it goes inside our body, and that cyst, the cyst wall rupture in the small intestine, and there is excision of those cysts, and 4 trophozoites are formed, and these 4 trophozoites grows rapidly and it is attached to the duodenum, and again there is incestation of the trophozoite, and there forms the cyst, which is the infective form, and again it is excreted in feces, and this, like this, the life cycle occurs. So human is the definitive host, as I have already said that. The diagnosis of this giardiasis can be done through the multinucleated trophozoites or the cyst in the stool, or there could also be the antigen detection. So yeah, in the saline test, if we encounter this type of structure or the trophozoite or this type of cyst is present along with the clinical features, then we confirm it is the Giardia lamblia. So what is the treatment? The treatment is the metronidazole. Therapeutic dose of the metronidazole cures the Giardia lamblia. So in this today's topic, we discuss about the Giardia lamblia, we discuss about the giardiasis, we discuss about the life cycle of the Giardia lamblia, we discuss how how we diagnose the Giardia lamblia, and we discuss about the morphological form of the Giardia lamblia, the trophozoite and the cyst. Then you have to know that the infective form of the Giardia lamblia is the cyst, and the diagnostic form is the cyst as well as the trophozoite. So in both cyst and trophozoite, there is the diagnostic, they are the diagnostic form. The diagnosis of this Giardia lamblia is done through the direct visualization of the multinucleated trophozoite or cyst in the stool. So this much for today about the Giardia lamblia. Thank you.